Hey Bernie, Tim Handren, your mayor here. It's Friday, the 26th of June, and wanted to give you an update on several things today. Lots happened over the last 2 or 3 days since I last spoke to you. A lot has happened, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and get you some information today and not wait any longer. We had the walk-in testing that was done about a week ago, and that was probably one of the biggest testing days that DSHS had seen in one location. Almost 400 people showed up to go through that testing facility. We got all the results this week, and the results are kind of interesting because out of the 400 that got tested, almost 400, 15 tested positive. But what's interesting about the numbers is all 15 of those people are not from Kendall County. Only 5 of the 15 that tested positive are from Kendall County. And when we look at the numbers, we actually had people from as far away as Los Angeles and Denver that were at our testing facility last Friday. They came from counties all around us. Only 199 of those that got tested Friday a week ago were from Kendall County. That puts the positivity rate, if you want to do some simple math, 5 out of 199, puts the positivity rate right at 2.5%. Now, let's just look at what's happened in San Antonio over the last several days. If you look at their positivity rate, they're in the high teens, approaching 20% on some days. Yesterday, Thursday, was their biggest single day increase in COVID-19 since this pandemic began. You look at what's going on in Houston. The hospital beds are at 97% as of yesterday morning, 97% occupied, meaning they're running out of hospital space, which has really been the concern since day one of this pandemic, is not to overrun the medical facilities. We're lucky in Kendall County. We've had no hospitalizations that we know of anyone in Kendall County. We've had no deaths in Kendall County. That's a great thing. And right now, what are the numbers for Kendall County? As of this morning, we have 21 in that active category. Now remember, when I talked to you earlier this week, that active category changed, and it counts those that are under or pending investigation and those that are assumed probable, meaning they don't know. So from all the testing that's happened, we have 21 in the category called active, 18 are under investigation, and 3 are considered probable. So if you compare the numbers we have today with maybe the way we would have reported it 2 weeks ago, there would be 0 active based on those numbers. But again, DSHS has fallen behind in their analysis of everything, and so they're just throwing everything in the active category. So today we have 21 is what the report shows from DSHS. Now, why are these numbers really, really important? With the outbreak, and I'm sure if you've watched anything on the news or read anything in any paper, this is severe what's going on across the country. And with the outbreak that's happened, San Antonio is now declared a major hotspot in the country. And there's actually a travel advisory, a national travel advisory talking about going to or from San Antonio that you may need to go ahead and quarantine if you're going to or from San Antonio. We're trying to make decisions on a daily basis that are going to be based on data. We're not trying to be overreactionary to things. You saw yesterday we made a decision to shut down Boerne Lake on the weekends. Why did we do that? We did that actually for safety reasons. The Corps of Engineers has shut down a lot of the area lakes on the weekends because they're concerned about crowds and they're concerned about people that aren't honoring the CDC guidelines. With all those area lakes being shut down, that makes this the destination for South Texas, frankly. And we didn't want to risk this situation and have the lake be the only place that people go to from places like San Antonio or other areas. And while it's an inconvenience to all of us, believe me, I enjoy going to the lake. I'm a kayaker. It is a big inconvenience, I get that, but it's also a safety reason is why we did that. If you didn't know that the lake was closed that was just announced yesterday, I want to make sure that you understand why we did that. And then we have to make other decisions. So, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, at the end of May, if you looked at what the numbers were trending and how things looked in this area or in Texas, everything was looking really good. The numbers were on a downward trend. The positivity rate was getting down into the 4%, 5% range across the board, even with a lot of testing, almost 30,000 tests per day being done in Texas. And things were looking good. And I think what happened is a lot of people said, okay, we're done. And it's time to go ahead and just let our hair down, relax, and get out and get back to life as it was. And then all of a sudden, look at what's happened over the last 3 weeks. The positivity rate's gone through the roof. We have lots of hot spots across the country right now, but Texas is struggling. And so, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we thought the fireworks show was going to be a great idea. I really wanted to do it because I wanted to get back to a sense of normalcy and have a celebration for our 4th of July, for Independence Day, that our community could celebrate. And today, it's a different place. The data and the number of positive COVID-19 people across San Antonio and our area is growing on a daily basis at a rate that's never been seen. And we don't think it would be the right thing to do to have that fireworks show. It's canceled in Kerrville, canceled in Comfort, canceled in San Antonio. All the area fireworks shows have been canceled. So if we had a fireworks show, we'd be probably the only one in South Texas. And what would happen is everyone would want to come here. And we don't think that's a good idea. So through lots of discussion over the last several days, I've conferred with Judge Lux. We have our daily COVID-19 call with all of our elected officials where we're talking about how to protect our community. We all concluded that it's the right thing to do. So I'm making the call that we're going to cancel the fireworks show for this year so that we don't create a situation where we have a bunch of people coming here and risking infection. I think, again, an inconvenience. I'm not excited about saying that we have to do that, but I think it's the right thing to do for all of us, given the way the numbers are growing. Listen, we've been saying this for a long time. You got to do what's right. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect others. It's the 3 basic rules. We keep saying them over and over and over, but yet there are some that just don't follow the 3 basic rules. Wash your hands when you're touching things that aren't yours. Honor social distancing and stay away from others and stay away from large groups, frankly, and wear a mask if you can't get that social distancing guarantee. Again, I carry mine with me everywhere I go, but I choose not to put myself in large groups, and I would encourage you to do the same. And for those reasons, that's why we are closing the lake on the weekends, and that's why we're going to cancel our fireworks show. Not great things that we like to do because those are part of the charm and allure of Boerne, but we're doing it for all the right reasons, I believe. So we'll tune in next week. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to talk about next week, but for now, I wanted to give you that update. Thanks, Boerne.